Hi, I'm Harrison. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some basic presentation skills and some tips and some structure that's going to really help you be successful in your upcoming presentation. So the first thing that you need to know is that when you're giving a presentation, you're telling a story. A lot of times people, when they're giving a business presentation, forget about that. So take a step back and realize that at its core that you're a storyteller, and that within every story there's a message, there's a reason that you're telling this story. And that's what you need to convey to your audience. You need to convey why the story that you're telling is important to them and why they should act on it. So everything that you do in your presentation needs to go back to that central message and back to your story. So everything from your body language, to the visuals, the slides that you put up on the screen, to the way that you interact with the judges, everything needs to go back to that message. So when you're telling a story, you naturally will use your body. People forget about this in business presentations, become very stiff. For example, if I'm telling a story about a fishing trip that I went on, I wouldn't say, the fish I caught was this big. I'd say, I caught a fish and it was this big. You naturally get excited, you naturally use your body. So remember this as you're telling a story and as you're doing your presentation. Another thing is to use the space that you have around you. The space between your slides and the audience, that's your stage. So move around, be purposeful in how you move. By moving towards the judges, you can engage them more in what you're saying. By moving back and gesturing towards the slides, you can draw their attention to something on the slide if it's really important. Another thing that's really important in presentations is to have a clear structure. This structure and having an agenda will help your judges and the audience know where you're going with the presentation and help them know what to expect from your presentation. Another thing is a lot of people will get nervous when doing presentations and in doing competitions. Part of that is because they try and memorize their lines. And so when they mess up a word or they forget what they're saying, they tend to freak out and it makes things worse. So instead of focusing on the words that you're saying and memorizing the exact words, try and focus on the material. Learn the material, learn what you're talking about really well, so that when you get up there, you're able to talk about the material without having to freak out about, did I miss a word? Did I stumble here? Knowing the material will give you more confidence going into the presentation. Finally, one of the most important parts of the presentation will be the question and answers at the end. This is a part where the judges will interact with you and be able to say, hey, here's a part of the story that didn't make sense to me. And you're able to clarify and correct things that you've said in the presentation to help them understand what the story that you're telling is and what the message is. So this helps resolve questions that they have throughout the presentation and helps you look better in their eyes for the presentation. Anyway, I hope this helps and good luck in your presentation.